This is a short one like me. Dudes with Bruges on the Porch presents Michael Bruges.
Dude.
All right, we are rolling.
All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1. Craft Brews and Casual Conversations. Joined with us a lot of people. This is the most guests we've ever had on the history of the show. From the Sandy and Toddcast. You guessed it, Sandy and Todd. And their Thirsty Thursday co-host Lisa Hale joins us on the podcast, and my lovely wife Carissa also hanging out on our bed. We're not trying to make babies right now.
I hope not.
Well, damn, that's why I tuned in.
So it's a whole new show. Speaking of babies, everybody, we're drinking a beer called Hundreds of Babies, and it's from Tripping Animal Brewing Company. It's got some seahorses on the can. It's an IPA, 8.5 in the ABVs, NA in the IBUs. For those of you that don't know, IBUs are the International Bitterness Units, so it's how bitter it is. But those are a thing of the past. It's pretty boozy. Hundreds of Babies paid tribute to only animal species on Earth in which the male bears the unborn young. When males give birth, they release thousands of babies at once. Did you know that? I knew that. This is a double IPA. It's massively hopped with X09326 and Citra Cryo hops. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is. It's from Florida, so that's what we're drinking.
Freaked Todd out.
Look at Todd.
He freaked out when you were talking about the seahorses.
You want to give birth to some babies, Todd?
No, I was just wondering where they came out of. That's all. That's what I was worried about.
The stomach area.
Well, I was thinking it was like another orifice, of course, that would pop something out. So I was kind of wondering what that would be.
You've never seen? Yeah, I don't know. You've never seen a video of a seahorse busting out babies?
There's a difference between seeing a video of seahorses busting out babies and imagining yourself impregnated with a bunch of babies and figuring out where they pop out of. You know, there's a difference.
True. Very true.
Well, I mean,
Sandy and I don't have that problem. We can imagine it.
Not at all.
Have you given birth, Sandy?
No, I never have. I have no children of my own.
Okay, that's cool.
Nope. I have 4-legged children.
Yeah.
I rescue.
What did I just send you?
Oh God.
What did I just send you?
So
Is it pornographic?
Yeah. What?
I think Carissa wants another baby.
Well, first of all, she does want another, like a real baby, or a human baby, I should say. You know, but we'll try. You know, without going into
practice.
Yeah, practice. I mean, is it practice until it happens, or is it? I mean, what is it? Do or do not. There is no try, according to Yoda. But no, I have a thing where, you know, the word fur babies, when you talk about animals, I think is kind of dumb.
He hates it.
I don't really use fur baby. I mean, I rescue. I've been involved in animal rescue for years now, and I just have rescues. But I don't think I've ever called mine fur babies. Not that there's anything wrong. I just don't think I ever have.
They're not fur babies to me. They're doggy daughters. Doggy daughters and kitty kids.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
Todd, you have a dog. You've had dogs.
Yes.
Right? Are they your children?
yes.
They are my children. And I know that you don't like the whole fur baby thing, but I could never have a child ever in my entire life. And what's that?
Because you're not a seahorse.
Well, but you know,
Todd is not a seahorse.
I can aspire to do many things in my life, but yeah. So I consider my dog my kid. I mean, that's about as much of a kid as I'm gonna have or want. So.
And he doesn't. What? Are you yelling at me?
Yeah, talking to the
mic again?
microphone. Thank you.
am.
That's true love right there.
Mhm.
That sounds like my marriage.
Mhm.
Back it in the microphone.
Yeah. We've gotten into the conversation where it's like, or at least I've said it, you know, you go into buying an animal or not buying, whatever, adopting, rescuing, getting a pet. And it's like, you have to acknowledge when you get it, like, hey, if things go according to plan, one day you're going to leave me very depressed when you leave. It's just a depressive episode, really.
But,
Isn't
Drew, you
children
have
like that too?
yeah.
Children are like that.
If things go to plan, I'm dead before my kids.
Yeah, but they could turn out really, really nasty, and then you got to put up with that shit for years too.
Right.
And they still leave you at 18, or hopefully they do.
I mean, yeah. Even if they kill me, like, it's still according to plan because I'm still dead before.
But they could put you in a home. I mean, there's all sorts of nasty stuff they could do that
Right.
an animal could never
Right.
do to you.
That's right. You have to look at the big picture, Drew.
My kids have never
like
chewed
these
up
people.
the hard to find records that I have.
Whose fault?
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Right,
Whose
right.
fault is that, Daddy?
It's hers
Yeah, he blames me for every single thing that
because
the
she's always
dogs have
home when it
destroyed.
happens.
Oh my God.
I'm home more than you. I work from home, so just the odds of it happening
Oh, you
while
know,
I'm home are
I'm-
higher.
I'm out there breaking my back
Oh,
to
stop
bring
it.
home the bread,
Stop
to pay the bill.
Oh God.
How do you thank me? Oh, I get to work in the comfort of home. Here, Barry, eat Drew's record that he loves.
I'm sure she feeds it to him. Yes.
I just want to put this out there. I'm going to put odds on how long this thing lasts.
I might have a chance after all.
Yes. So we just did the gang of us just did a live Facebook video for the Sandy and Toddcast. Todd, you have been a broadcaster, a podcaster for a while. Lisa as well.
Mhm.
I used to listen to the older podcast or radio therapy all the time. I loved it
Oh,
very
I
much.
miss radiotherapy so much. We're going to have
was-
to bring it back, Todd.
It was good. It was good.
I agree. So what Sandy and Todd, what made you kind of get this show together, and what's it about?
Well, I
Well-
think Sandy actually wanted to do a podcast, and then one day she said, "Do you want to do it with me?" And I said, "Eh." And then
Yeah,
she
he was
kinda
kind of
talked-
like, eh.
yeah, she kind of talked me into it, and then it started off. She was doing all the work, so I could just show up and talk for like 20 minutes and be done.
I
and that
was
was
too. I
really
was doing a
it was
lot
fun
of
with
work.
that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And we didn't really, I started out, I just knew I wanted to do something about the paranormal, but I had no idea what I wanted to do because well, that's basically how I treat him. That's how I treat him right there. Know your role, shut your mouth. That's how I do it. And so I didn't know what I wanted to do, except I wanted to be about the paranormal. And we have a lot in common with it. And I said, just do it with me. And he said, okay. And it kind of grew. We started out just doing audio podcasts. And then he found he was on this great podcast from Scotland. And it was a great podcast, but you literally couldn't understand the man who hosted it because he had such a deep accent.
Sure.
And I was laughing because it was very hard to understand him. But he had a great platform. And Todd said to me afterwards, he said, let's get this platform so that maybe we can do a video here and there to promote the audio version. And so we started doing little 5-minute videos, and it's just sort of blossomed. It turned into all of these great episodes that we do right on our Facebook page. We have Thirsty Thursday that you just did with us, Drew. We do a Sunday Fun Day, and we do Tarot Tuesday, Woo Woo Wednesday. We're on usually 2 or 3 times a week, and it's growing, and we're having a great time with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've had a lot of ideas like that too with my podcast. I'm just too lazy to pursue them.
Well, it sort of fell upon us. It kind of steamrolled. We just kept coming up with new ideas and new ways of doing things, and it just kind of exploded for us. And now we're still building, but we're having a great time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed being on there. And with the paranormal stuff, I talked about it a little bit, but Carissa is convinced our house is
Yes,
haunted.
It is.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. What's going on?
Yeah, tell us.
Okay, it's like nothing major, but our dog like will look into the kitchen sometimes and just bark at nothing. There is nothing there. It's weird. Even our friend who dog sits for us is like, this is creeping me out. I don't know why he's doing this. So it happens pretty often. And then I was in the basement the other day. I was on the phone with my mom and I was going into the basement to do laundry. And I got to the bottom of the basement steps And all of a sudden, like, I mean, I had the phone on speakerphone, and there was like this glare sort of in front of me. And I thought maybe just like the light hit my phone weird. So I kind of stopped. I thought maybe it was like a spider web or something. But then I couldn't find it again, and I couldn't make it happen again. And I was like, well, that was weird. I don't know what that was. So I go further into the basement. I turn more of the lights on that are down there because our basement's like sectioned off into different rooms. And I turn the light on, and as I'm putting, the laundry in the wash machine, all of a sudden the light behind me turns off, and I'm like, what is going on? And then it turned back on, and then I went and I like turned the light off again, and I turned it back on, and then it did the same thing, and it creeped me
There's
out.
just some panties hanging off the light thing. We would put on the laundry chute.
God.
It is pretty creepy though.
It
The
was
dog barking is what kind of gets me.
I told this to Drew, and that is we have equipment. We'll come in and investigate and find out what's going on in your house.
Yeah, we'll come in.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I kind of already told them to, and I know we've had the
Oh, by the way, honey.
Mission, but,
By the way, these weird people are coming to our house and they're going to investigate for us. So just know that, okay, honey? Great.
There was also that time, remember when I heard that loud noise and you were working second shift, and I heard this loud noise in the living room, and I had both dogs in the bedroom by me. So I was like,
I don't.
what is that? And then when I went out there, because, like an idiot, to go check it out, the TV remote was like dead center in the middle of the floor. And I was like, I know that was not there when I went to bed.
You just
and it
want to
was
watch
just
Netflix.
creepy. Yeah, I guess.
So Drew doesn't think there's anything in your house. How does that make you feel that your own spouse of 6 months doesn't believe you when you say something's going on?
It's
Hasn't
okay.
even been 6 months.
He's wrong. And that's fine.
He's wrong. Yeah,
He's wrong, and that's fine. And
that's good.
that's a great attitude to
There
have.
you go. Mm-hmm.
It's funny. She'll say that to you because she's trying to be tough, and she's trying to do these things. But a lot of times when it comes to things, who tends to be correct? Like 90% of the time, who's right?
You like to think you're right.
I am.
There's a difference between being right and thinking you're right.
She allows you to be right or to think
Drew,
you're right.
I have to ask, what sign are you?
What sign am I? I'm a Virgo, a virgin.
That's an earth sign.
What?
Knew it.
A dirt sign? How dare you?
I think Virgo is an earth sign, and that makes sense.
What does that mean?
You know it all.
Don't horoscopes kind of fit everybody in a general sense?
But see, this is what's funny. I'm an air sign, and I was just going to say that sounds exactly the way I talk. Like I'm more than 90% right at the time. I'm 100%.
Oh, you are not.
That is so not true. That is so not true.
Just saying. Look at this. This is perfection right here.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, your two best friends are sitting here with you, and we're telling you it ain't that way.
It
I don't
ain't.
see anybody here.
We let you think you're right once in a while. How's that?
So, Drew, she lets you think that you're right all of the time.
Right.
There
That's
you
what
go.
she does.
Yeah.
And that makes for a happy marriage.
For who? Here's what I think. Drew, you and I are just about to make some money here, buddy, because I see 3 females who would be great on a podcast bitching about their husbands. What do you say?
Oh, well, that's the
That
thing.
would be great.
There's we on our self
3 bitches in a bar. 3 bitches in a bar.
I love
Drinking
that
brews.
idea. 3 bitches in a bar is a great name. Carissa, are you in?
Let's do it.
I'm so down if that is true. 3 bitches in a bar is a great name.
It would work. It would work.
We have a strict rule on Seltzer Saturdays, and maybe one time Lisa and Sandy can join us on Seltzer Saturdays.
Oh, we'd love to. That would be fun.
But the number one rule is no gossip, because Christ is there a lot.
Who said anything about
Who's
gossip? We can just bitch. There's no such.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I don't have to tell you why I'm unhappy in my. I can just bitch. I am so getting into trouble later. I'm not even going to tell him about this.
I wouldn't mention. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Look at Todd. Todd right now is going, I'm going to tell him because he needs to know.
So, we know a lot about Todd's experiences because he's been on the show. He's talked to us. The last episode he was on, we talked kind of in depth about the equipment and stuff, and it was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool. But Sandy, what's your experience with paranormal?
With Todd? Oh, no.
Or just in general. You can talk
Well,
about your Todd.
Actually, I'd like to talk about Todd. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm an empath. And I'm also, here we go, Claire Huxtable, Todd. I'm also clairsentient and claircognizant. There it is. He calls me Claire. He calls me Claire Huxtable because he can't keep track of the Claires. So claircognizant means that I just know things. Things will come to me, names, situations, things like that. Clairsentient means that I can actually feel energies, whether they're male or female. Sometimes I can tell negative energy versus regular, more positive energy, things like that. So I have those abilities. And then I'm also a paranormal investigator. And that's sort of how Todd and I met because he was on his show on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And I watched the show and I really liked it. And I really liked it. He'll tell you I stalked him. I in no way stalked him. I friend requested him so that we could have a conversation, and our friendship grew from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened with Lisa and Todd, isn't it? Like you guys, everyone falls in love with Todd. I'm in love.
Everyone falls in love with Todd. Everyone at some time in their life, every human being who gets to know Todd Michaels will fall in love with him. I don't care who you are. I don't care your sexual orientation. Everyone is going to fall in love with Todd Michaels at some point in their life.
And let's be honest, Drew, it's a fucking curse, is what it is.
Bless his heart. He has had so many people do the confession of, oh, I'm in love with you. And bless him. I couldn't imagine it. Could you imagine having...
I take advantage of him and move on.
Yeah, no, right. Which is why...
a brewery before, and he politely declined.
What? What? I don't remember this. What was this now? What?
No, we should hit up Lion's Tail sometime. You're like, yeah, I've been there. Yeah. Okay.
There was never quite like an actual question. I don't believe. I would go, definitely. I would, and then I'd find something. I'd find a reason not to be able to make it.
Yeah, because he is that introvert. It's like,
yeah.
Can you join us for this? I'll see if I have the availability. I'm gonna hide here now. Bless Todd's heart.
You should have seen when I told him that I was coming out to Oshkosh, because Todd and I have never met in person.
Wow.
And so, Dave, my husband, and I are coming out in September, and you should have seen his face when I told him that, because I didn't even ask him. I just said, we're coming out. And now he's making the itinerary, and everybody's getting together, and everybody's, so we're coming out for a few days. And that's why we're vacationing in Oshkosh, Wisconsin this year.
There's some cool stuff in Oshkosh.
Yeah, we're not going to Aruba. We're going to go to Oshkosh. It's going to be fun.
You should. It's a good place.
I'm excited.
Hit up the Ruby Owl. That's a good.
That's exactly the bar I was going to suggest.
Really?
It's exactly the place.
Wow. Me and Lisa are really connecting.
Wow, you guys are just,
Oh, please.
I think so. Lisa, you've known Todd for a long time and everything. Have you ever had a weird paranormal experience with or without Todd? I know, like the spirit flying when you're around Todd.
I don't know. It made me laugh so bad.
Oh, you have no idea about the paranormal experiences around Todd. No, seriously, I've had many. And it's hard to describe. Sandy knows the word for it, but I don't. I can smell.
Oh, that's
spirit activity. Does that make sense? Yes. For example, my grandmother comes to me and I can smell rose water.
Okay.
Here at the house that I just bought, when I first bought it and I was alone in the house, I would wake up in the morning and could smell maple syrup, bacon, and vanilla. Nobody was making pancakes in my house. It was just me. And then I could smell old, what is that? Old Spice downstairs in the basement. So I smell different things.
Claire
Okay.
Alliance, it's called.
Claire Alliance, that's it. That being said, I also tend to know when somebody has passed, and it's not necessarily if it's somebody that's been, that is very, very important to my life right now, but somebody that has affected my life, I will know if they've passed sometimes. So,
That's
I don't know.
crazy. I want.
It's just one of those weird things.
I can. I don't. When I drink water, I can tell you what lake it came from.
That's pretty impressive if you ask me.
Lake Minnetonka. I can't. I don't know where it's from.
What is that line from 1999? You have to bathe in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
I only know that. Okay, I know that because one, it was referenced on the Chappelle Show, and that's really what I know it from, the Charlie Murphy story. If you haven't watched it with the Prince playing basketball, it's amazing. And my mom is a big Prince fan. She was raised in Minneapolis, and she is obsessed with Prince.
See that's
that Purple Rain was shot in. She was there. She saw it happen, and he was 5'4", very small.
See, Todd has had it wrong this whole time, Drew. It's not that I'm flirting with you; it's that I look at you as a son.
Yeah, you're like my mom.
Exactly.
Did you know that mom? Prince's mom used to always whine about the purple stains in his underwear. Heyo.
Ew.
Purple Rain, Purple Stain. You know that track?
Yeah, that was really bad.
That was really awful.
All right, fuck all of you.
Because then my mind went, why would the stains be purple? Then it's like, why would that happen? I don't know.
But all right, so you guys kind of all have different abilities, and there's something I've wanted the haunting experience, or I've wanted some weird paranormal experience, and I've never had it. I've always wanted it.
Lies.
I feel like well, I kinda not to a degree.
You mean like the big paranormal experience?
Yeah.
Something that really defines,
right.
You know what I mean? It's something's a big deal to you.
Yeah. And I think that should be the next documentary series that Todd is a part of.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll find that for you.
Okay.
Drew's para experience, we'll call it something like that, and then we got to. I don't know, the Big Bang or something like that.
The Big Bang.
I think the problem with you, Drew, and this is not a criticism, but I think what happens with you is stuff does happen around you, and you don't notice it. No, I mean, you're somewhat skeptical, so you kind of when stuff happens, you will do the right thing, and you will say, well, it's probably this or it's probably that.
Mm-hmm.
But even when you can't do that, you still blow stuff off. So stuff has happened to you, you just won't recognize it.
Yep. Very
That's
true.
Why you believe me that there's a ghost in our house.
Yeah, maybe there might be.
Even if you're skeptical, you should be open to possibilities, because that will allow you to have those experiences more often.
For sure.
Yeah,
it'll happen one day.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah. I lived here for a little bit by myself before she barged into my life, and I never had anything weird happen.
Maybe it's following me.
But I also didn't have a dryer, so I was hanging my clothes outside a lot.
Well, that'll scare shit away. I mean, come on.
Especially if it's your underwear.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh, get out of this house. Ooh.
My underwear's got some good prints on it. I think people liked it.
It's got some good purple stains in them, is what it's got.
That's right.
So, Sandy, so you've been on some investigations and everything, and you're in the New York area, which I learned today.
Yep.
What are some big like places in New York that are known for like hauntings and stuff?
Well, I'm actually on a show it's an internet show. It's called Ghosts, Pubs, and Grub. And
wait,
it's really cool.
I think we follow each other on Twitter.
Are you serious? Ghost, Pubs, and Grub?
I'm sorry
That's
I call
cool.
you dude. I don't mean to do that, but
Did he just stain his underwear?
Oh,
I think he may
he was
have.
really excited about that.
yeah, I think
Really? That's cool.
Ghost Pub and Grubs, right? Ghost Pubs and Grubs.
Ghost, Pubs, and Grub.
Are you on Twitter?
I don't know if he's got us on Twitter. I don't know.
We're
on Facebook. We're on Facebook.
Don't ask her any technical questions.
Don't ask me technical
Whatever
questions.
you do, don't ask.
Right,
Don't ask.
That's
But so it's a really cool show, and we travel around to different restaurants. I'm just east of Syracuse in New York, and of course, the whole state is so historic. The land, the some of the buildings. As a matter of fact, next weekend we're going to be doing an old church that's a few hundred years old. And so the show actually goes to restaurants that are haunted, and we've had some amazing investigations there. But we have a bunch of really cool investigations. We have a mansion called the Rutger Mansion in Utica, New York, that we have done, and that one was crazy. I don't know, Todd, do you have the picture of the shadow person that I got still?
Someplace.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can show it to Drew later.
I got this amazing shadow person figure, and all kinds of stuff. It's just very, very historic there, and there is a lot of activity. I belong to a ghost hunting group called the Fort Schuyler Paranormal Society, and one of our co-founders actually lives in a haunted house. We interviewed him on the Sandy and Toddcast, and just some amazing activity right in his own home. So
that's awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, Wisconsin's got a good, as Todd knows, there's a lot of good haunted places in Wisconsin. One, like I really want to investigate the rave in Milwaukee, because there's like some crazy stuff in there outside of the concert venue that it is. I'd like to check out the Ambassador Hotel. Have you ever been there, Todd?
Ambassador, no. Rave, it's like it's almost impossible to get into those places. Like, they want the mystique of it being haunted, but they don't actually want to let anybody in to actually investigate, because obviously we've tried. So but like the Pfister, same thing. What a great place to go.
Yeah.
It's tough to investigate those places, especially like hotels and stuff like that, because people are staying there, and so you really can't have a clean slate to investigate when you got people running around, got people drinking like you do here, being loud and rowdy, and putting purple stains in their underwear and stuff. So you have to think about that.
Lisa, are you in Wisconsin right now?
I am. I live in Oshkosh.
Oshkosh, all right. Yeah, I'm sure there's some haunted stuff in Oshkosh, maybe.
Plenty, but there's even more haunted stuff down in Louisiana. That's where I've had the majority of my actual experiences. I think there's a little bit of energy in this house that I bought, but in Louisiana, there was a house I lived in that one day I'm laying there in bed. My husband, Rick, is in the other room playing on the computer, doing whatever the hell it is he was doing. And I'm laying there, and I saw someone come into my room, kind of do a whirly whirl, a twisting around kind of dance, and then just walk out of the room through the wall.
Wow.
I was not asleep, and I was wide awake when I saw this. So this was the one of the paranormal experiences that I had in Louisiana. We still to this day don't know what that was. It had to be something connected to the land, because it certainly wasn't connected to the house. It went right through the house. But
yeah.
Okay, for the listeners who do not know, Todd is like throwing up this message to the entire podcast team over and over right now.
I'm throwing
and
up the
he is
signs. I'm throwing up the signs.
throwing signs, and yes, what he's saying is true, but we're not going into that right now.
That's all right. Usually,
I don't have enough wine for that.
I've had to pay a couple dollars for people to give me a whirly whirl dance. So you got
That's not the kind of whirly whirl dance it was. You know how when you're walking and you kind of, you know this, you've done this a couple of times. You're walking and you just decide to, swing around and,
You're
twirl
swinging
around.
Twirling. That's it. That's a good word.
That's it.
Twirling around. Yeah.
Because when you're happy and you're wearing a new dress, you want to make it twirl.
Yo,
and that's kind of
how much for a swirly swirl?
Dude, for you, it will cost way too much.
Listen, I've already had it. It's not worth it.
Not for me, you haven't.
Oh, yes, I have.
No, you have not. Stop it.
really reaching.
I don't even know what to say right now.
I don't even know what a swirly swirl is.
See, this is what
feel
happens when you get into podcasting with your best friend of all times.
Yeah. So
maybe not a good idea.
Maybe
because they know your secret.
So do you want to talk about oh, Todd, let's talk about the black mist.
You and that black mist. Woman,
he loves that mist. He loves that mist.
Okay,
he loves
Drew,
that mist.
Excuse me for a moment. Sandy, if you walk through the black mist again, I am going to bitch slap you upside the back of the head.
He loves that. Let me tell a fun story, though. I'll tell you guys a quick fun story. So we went to a restaurant in my show, and a couple days before, I got this sort of like vision of this woman. Now, the story of the restaurant, real quick, was it was built in like 1851. It suffered 3 different fires, and 3 lives were lost. And in the fires, I don't like to know a lot of information before I go into an investigation because I kind of want to pick up my own stuff, and then I'll find out. After I do a walkthrough, then I can find out information and see what I can do. So I got this vision of this woman in a blue dress hanging out at the end of the bar, and I didn't really tell anybody about it. So we get there. And we're sitting during the course of the investigation, we're sitting at the end of the bar. And you can see this episode right on our Facebook page, Ghost Pubs and Grub. Now, I'm not saying it right. But we were sitting at the bar and I could feel this woman coming up to me. I could feel her energy right at me. And the name, a name came to me. Now I can't. I've been drinking too long.
Let's just say it's Cassandra.
What
Let's
was
just
the
pretend
name?
it was
I
Cassandra.
can't even remember. I can't remember the name right now. What was it?
Wasn't it Lashandra?
No, it wasn't Lashandra. Anyways, so we're sitting at the bar and I said the name, and all of a sudden, this name that came to me, all of a sudden, all of the equipment starts going crazy. Absolutely crazy. We were getting EMF spikes of like 64, 47, all kinds of craziness. Well, I apparently got the name of the girl right at the bar, and it was all on in the episode, and it was so cool. It was one of my favorite moments. Drew, you said you like the moments, you'd like to have a moment where you really can't explain it. It really is a paranormal moment for you. That was one of my favorites that I ever had. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah. I think the one weird, like, I guess you could call it paranormal experience was not when I was driving to work pretty early in the morning. I had to be there by 4:30 a.m. and I can only it kind of looked like a shooting star, but it was way bigger and way closer falling out of the sky, and then it like disappeared. And I've seen like 2 things. Well, one time I saw like same thing, only it was, it was something that it had like that reflective tail or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was going left, and then all of a sudden it just turned around and just shot like the opposite direction and disappeared. But this last time it happened, it came down. It was super bright. I was in a pitch black area, and but whatever. I saw it and I was like, that was pretty wild. I didn't know what it was. And then
That's crazy.
And then a little bit while I'm driving on my way to work still, I noticed there's this car and it's following me. And I take kind of like country roads to get to my job. And I pull in the driveway. The car pulls in the driveway after me and then turns around. And I park and then that car turns around and leaves. It was weird. I think
you know what that reminds me of? Like a Men in Black type of story.
I know what it was. It was Lisa Hale. And she found you. And she was coming after your ass. And then
oh wait, Annie. Annie. The girl's name was Annie in the bar. Thank you. Annie. I finally remembered it. It took me a while. But yeah, there you go.
Drew, please do not be afraid of me. I am nothing like Todd says.
No.
I've listened to your previous podcast. I think I know a lot about you, Lisa. I remember.
That's scary.
I know. She's laughing.
I emailed you about a spider one time because you're really into spider. About my Brazilian wandering spider experience at Walmart.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ask you, were you the Brazilian wandering spider guy who found the one in a... Yeah, you don't want to get around those.
So the thing of it is...
native.
Yeah, they're from like Brazil, obviously, Brazilian wandering spider. But I didn't find it. Somebody else found it, and they were like, "Oh, check this out." And I look at it, and it's this big... It must have been like a baby because I think a full-grown one gets about 13 centimeters. So this one was a little small. It was bigger than like a $50. It's pretty big. And whatever. We see Caroline. I see it's got red fangs. We call a member of management over because we're like, what do we do with this? Well, like, obviously this isn't like your daddy long leg or whatever. And so what does the manager do? Tells me to get a deli container and wrap it. So then I'm like 18, 19, and I was just like, okay. And then I go into the back room. It's in the banana box. And I go to try to catch it. Everyone's fucking watching me from behind the door. They're not watching me. So then I put it down, and I accidentally pinched two of its legs, and then I just killed it. And then I go on my lunch break, and I just like Google quick, hey, spider found in bananas. And then I look up, and I see a picture, and it looked exactly like this thing. I was like, a Brazilian wandering spider. Oh, it's only the 5th deadliest spider in the fucking world. And
oh my God.
And if it bites you, you get a painful erection, and then your wiener doesn't work afterwards.
Exactly.
So let me ask, is that what's happened here? Is that what happened here, you two?
That's not what happened here.
The erections are not God.
The Brazilian wandering spider, they use its venom for erectile dysfunction medications now. And it is true. If it bites you, you could get a very painful, very long lasting that could break it. And you don't want that to happen.
That's awful.
Why take the medicine when you can go right to the source?
That's right.
Well, you don't want to go to the source because that bite is painful.
Yeah, it's very painful. And like, yeah, so I was like, I'm just Googling that at work, and I'm like, oh my God. Like my manager's like, oh yeah, Drew, just catch it.
Yeah. I would catch it because I have no fear of spiders anymore. But
well, you can't get the action either.
True, he's got you there, Lisa.
Wait a minute. I've got more secrets to tell. More secrets to tell. We don't want to do a pants check on this one because you would learn too much about that girl.
He's my best friend, y'all. Honest to God. Without a doubt, he's my best friend, and he does this to me all the time. No, I have no fear of spiders anymore. So I saw that, Todd. I would be getting the deli cup was actually the best way to catch it. But I don't think I would want to mess around with a Brazilian wandering spider at all because they are so venomous. In the United States, oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to do this right now. You notice Todd just leaned back going, oh my God, no, don't let her start talking about the spiders.
Well, Carissa would have died if she had seen that. She's afraid of the
I'm
daddy
not a
long.
spider person.
There's actually a spider in a laundry basket in the basement that I need you to go take care of.
Carissa, I am with you. If I see one in the shower, I won't even go near it. I make Dave come in and get rid of it. No,
Yep. Okay,
I won't touch it.
living
we
with
go.
this man.
You got to talk in the microphone. Thank you.
Living with
Bless
this
your heart, Carissa.
he will grab these spiders and he will throw them at me.
Oh,
And
no thanks.
he did that with a cricket once, and he threw it under the door, and it hit me in the foot, and I freaked.
It's funny.
It's not funny because I mean, like, I'm so terrified. I'm like on the I have tears, and he just is
Half the
sitting
time,
there
there's nothing
laughing.
in my hand.
Okay, but I don't know that
Yeah, how
And I
does
don't-
she know?
when it
Yeah.
comes to spiders.
You know, I
Literally chases me around the house.
Oh my god.
Oh.
My whole vision of what Drew is as a human has changed in the last 30 seconds.
In the last 30 exactly.
Carissa has said that a couple times too.
On the wedding night in the bed. But moving on.
Bum.
Phil, move.
Yeah, say hi to Phil. Phil
Oh,
likes
it's a
to-
doggy. Hi, Phil.
I
Oh, hey,
love
by the
Phil.
way, by the way, you can follow my dogs on Instagram
Yes,
at
you can.
Porch Pooches. The Porch Pooches.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna follow them. I'm following them right
they're-
now.
They're both big dum dums.
They are big dum dums.
Yeah, but yeah. Eventually, I you know, I do want to get that paranormal investigation under my belt. I want to experience it. I think it'd be fun.
Well, then let's do it.
Yeah. Todd's got to hook it up. Todd's
Todd's got the
man.
hookup.
When Lisa says the phrase "let's do it," I get really scared because I'm not sure where she's going with it. But in this case, I think she's going for the investigation, and I'm all for that.
I think while Todd Rob is thinking about or he's looking to move, so we gotta figure that out beforehand. And yeah, if we could get people even into our house to check it out, I think it's nothing. I think and if anything, you know, it's a nice ghost. There's nothing like crazy or scary has happened. It's just maybe it's just trying to say hi in a different way. I don't know.
Remember when I found that like Christmas present tag
No.
where it said like to Don from whoever?
Oh, yeah.
whatever?
Don's the one that died.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you probably do have some residual energy going on there. But I have to tell you, it can't be any worse than a husband who runs around the house chasing you with a cricket. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's about the scariest thing I can think of right now.
Yeah, you have
absolutely the
like-
worst thing.
A cricket?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anything you're chasing her with is wrong, Drew. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
What if it's my love?
Oh
I'm
dear
chasing-
God.
Run like hell, girl. Run
yeah.
like hell.
I
And
love
if by love you mean that member, run like
Right.
hell.
You know, I proposed to her, and she told, and I did it in a public setting, at Lambeau Field.
Oh.
Aw.
I was tanked, and
Like I am.
she told everyone around us, he's lying. He doesn't mean it.
He's not actually proposing right
Yeah.
now.
And then
It's a joke.
we drove to the jewelry store, and the lady like looked at us and goes, "Oh, this guy's tanked. I'm bringing out the big guns," and I bought one.
And then you spent a lot.
Yeah,
Did you get a big one at that point? Was it a big one?
the ring? It's okay.
That's what she said.
Believe it or not, I mean, yeah, my ring and your
I
ring are
picked it
pretty similar in price.
I know.
You gotta talk to in the microphone, dude.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have that put on a shirt just for you.
Talking to that should be if you do merch, that needs to be one of your shirts. Talking to the microphone, dude.
Yeah.
I do merch, but there needs to be some more, and I think I need to change where it's at.
There you go. There you
Uh,
go.
But yeah, well, we'll wrap this up a little bit. Todd, Sandy, Lisa, thanks so much for hopping on the
Thank
program.
you. Thank you.
Thanks for having us because
Yeah,
I know
this was
we're a
fun.
pain in the butt and
We
we're
are.
all drunk,
We
so you know.
No thanks to me though.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess.
Chris. Yeah, you're here too.
True love right there.
The Sandy and Toddcast. You guys release a lot of different episodes. You got the Facebook Lives going on. You have the audio podcast. Follow them on all of your subscribe and rate them on all the podcast apps.
Yes.
And Lisa is a frequent guest as well, so she's a part of the show.
We love her.
Yeah, and she's great. We drank. Chris and I drank, and we didn't talk too much about the hundreds of babies. The double IPA from what what was it? Animal Instinct or something like that. Tripping Animals Brewing Company from Florida. $6 for one of these, for one can.
Wow.
$6. And if Carissa had it her way, she would have 100 babies with me.
It's got to feed a lot of seahorses. Aww.
She's getting one. We're cutting the umbilical cord afterwards, and then we're cutting my testicles off. I already have 2.
If you keep chasing her with crickets, she might do it before that. So be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, every time she looks at a baby, she just looks at me like, you got some work to do.
It's just baby fever, and every woman at her age gets it, especially if she's married to the man that she wants to bear the babies of.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm not feeling good right now. I'm going to puke.
I'm sorry you're not feeling good, but Auntie Lisa just came out, and this is just a natural thing.
Natural thing. I mean, yeah, I guess babies are cool.
Yeah, I guess.
They're, I don't think she's ready for I don't think she's ready for being pregnant and being in a relationship with Drew while she's pregnant.
Because you're gonna be a controlling freak, and I already know.
My babies. That's for sure.
I don't think she's ready for that jelly. You know what I'm saying?
She wanted to get tickets to a concert, and I said, you can get them, but if you're pregnant at the time of the concert, you can't go.
Wait a minute. Why?
Why can't she go?
Have you ever been in one of those you see those wild kids these days? They go berserk. And I'm not. My fetus
Look, he's dead serious too.
He's like, have you gone to one of those concerts lately? No, you haven't been there. You're too young. You're old, you know.
All those children with their jazz cigarettes, they're hanging out. And I will not have any offspring of mine exposed to the devil's lettuce.
If you're having a baby, you can't have a concert. You can't go, you hear me? No, your job's at home. You pop out that baby and clean the clothes and all that stuff.
Dude, your podcast name is Dudes with Brews.
On a porch.
On porch.
Yeah.
You ain't got no things to say about her going to a concert.
Ooh.
If she's pregnant?
When pregnant.
Oh,
that isn't going to affect her as much as you drinking the beer.
One beer a week?
Do you really drink one beer a week?
I know.
I mean, you act
if she is pregnant, her secondhand exposure to whatever is going on is not going to affect her as much as her firsthand exposure to you.
Hey, I'm a catch. My mom told me that. And she's never wrong.
Yeah,
My
she's going to
mom
catch
says I'm
something,
handsome.
I'll tell you that much.
Poor Drew. Right now he's saying, why did I invite these people on my podcast?
I've been tested and I've never caught anything. I did get COVID though.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm vaccinated.
Yep.
So now
Me
according to the
Me
CDC,
too.
I can now I don't have to wear masks inside according to the CDC.
I don't have to wear a mask either. I'm at my 2 weeks. What about you, Todd? Are you?
I would my suggestion is, Lisa, go ahead and wear the mask just because.
I wear mine anyway. Because it hides my face.
Yeah.
I got J&J, blood clot free.
Oh, blood clot free. I got Moderna. I'm good.
Pfizer.
Yep, I got Pfizer.
I can't believe we've digressed so much that we're like telling you what kind of COVID shots we got.
Which shot did you get, Todd?
Yeah, I got Moderna.
It was Moderna, yeah.
I also got my HIV cocktail, so I'm good. babe.
There's an HIV cocktail?
What?
Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know what that is.
I heard about it on Nip Tuck.
You're talking
Remember?
about the vaccination type thing that they take.
HPV?
No, HIV. You get.
I
you
know
get
what
like
he's talking about. God, I can't
Cocktail.
remember the name of it right now.
I swear.
I'm so confused.
I don't know. Heard about it on Nip Tuck. You ever watch that show? It got
I
weird.
do.
You know Nip Tuck or the cocktail?
No,
I know both. Actually.
Jesus Christ. There's a t-shirt. You know Nip Tuck or the cocktail? Could mean so many different things.
But anyways, thanks for so much for keeping it on the show. We do a show where we say drink it or dump it, and since Chris and I are the only ones that drank hundreds of babies in liquid form, I would say, did you like it? You don't really like IPAs that much.
No, but this is pretty good.
This is pretty good, almost as good as talking into a microphone. It's yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I liked it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm the worst. Yeah, except for when it comes to paying the bills.
Oh. Man.
I live with this.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, honey.
I'm
we
sorry.
Really need to
I'm
do
so
that,
sorry, Krista.
you know,
That's
bitches in
why
the bar thing.
isn't on her wall, because she lives the laughter all the time. Because I got such good knee slappers. I got the zings.
Oh yeah,
Crickets.
you do.
Crickets.
All right. Well, Sandy, Lisa, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you,
follow
Drew.
down, plug your stuff on the notes and all that shit.
Awesome.
Sure.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.